What is going on, everybody? Sam with Trips Mowing. In this video, I'm going to show you how to leverage an upsell so that you can add a few $1,000s extra to your pocket this month. Depending on when you are watching this video, I am currently filming this at the beginning of October 2024. Now, a great time of the year to aerate your lawn will be the spring or the fall. What we do is we are going to be offering liquid aerations this fall. And the reason why I like liquid aerations is because where we are currently at in a suburb of Austin, Texas, the new development homes, they're not necessarily built to code, and maybe I'm saying that in wrong terms, but like the Wi-Fi cables are an inch below the soil, the sprinkler heads and sprinkler lines are not dug deep enough. So a core aerator is going to be puncturing Wi-Fi cables, might even be puncturing main water lines to homes. It's just the expansion we've had in this area has been so drastic. It's grown quick in this area. And due to that, I think there has been loose standards in the newer development areas. So the reason I like liquid aerations is it's going to prevent any damage from happening. And you can communicate this as a selling point to your customers. Now, what I want to show you is an example of what we just did for our business. And I'm going to break down the total costs. I'm going to break down the total gross profit. I'm going to kind of share some screenshots of text that we send out to get a yes. So let me go ahead and let me share my screen. And first, I want to break down what our product costs, labor costs, total expenses for this type of service is. So what we have is we're going to be using a product called Air 8, has the number 8 in there. And the product cost that we're getting that at is going to be $1.51 per 1,000 square feet. Now, what I have to ask myself is, do I want to send out a mass text message to thousands of the leads that we have in our database, asking them if they want an estimate? If they say yes, then I have to have our office person or a general manager go and measure their property, prepare an estimate, send it out, and then maybe they say yes, maybe they say no. Or do I want to ask myself, hey, am I willing to give up accuracy for speed? And to me, I'm going to say yes. So we have customers that have 1,000 square foot yard. We have some customers that have like 12 to 13,000 square foot property. So when I ask myself, what is the average square foot size of a property we service? I want to say we're about the $4,500 mark. But I know I'm going to be sending this out to customers who have over 10,000 square feet of property. So what I want to do is I want to ask myself, what square foot size do I want to have general baseline pricing so that no matter if a 1,000 square foot person says yes or a 13,000 square foot person says yes, it's going to average itself out to where I'm still going to be making some profit. Also, I want to ask myself, do I want to give an exact price on my expenses, or do I want to give an easy price that can be served as a minimum? So I'm going to break that down for here in a second. So $1.51 per $1.51 per 1,000 square foot. I want to go with 6,000 square foot. So what I know is for a 6,000 square foot property, let me pull up my calculator. My product cost is going to be $9.06. Did I do that math right? Yep. $9.06 is what my product cost is going to be for the service. Now the material markup, this is where you can get like overhead recovery and everything like that. We're typically doing like a 50% material markup, but for this product, since it's so affordable, we want to add a little bit more of the markup to help recover more of our overhead. So what I like to do is I like to do a 250% markup on this product. So I take my cost, multiply that by 2.55, and that gets me $3.77 is what we're going to be the price to the customer per 1,000 square foot. But I know that it's going to be at 6,000 square foot, so the total product cost is going to be $22.65. Now the labor, I'm going to say whether it takes me a 1,000 square foot property or a 13,000 square foot property, I'm going to have to do a broadcast application, probably going to be a little bit longer on the budgeted hours on a 13,000 square foot property, but on average, I think we could do this in around 0.5 budgeted hours. And so if our hourly rate would be $50 for this visit. And now we want to go down to our total expenses. So our total expenses for our labor is going to be $50. And if you're doing P for P, you're going to want to take 33% of that plus your payroll tax. And for us, that comes out to $18.31. Now our product cost, we already kind of have that rate here because we've already multiplied that by 6 for our 6,000 square foot. So we know our product cost is going to be $9.06. Now if I add, let me highlight this. If I add this plus this, that would technically get me my price to the customer. So price to customer of $72.65. But referring back to what I said a few minutes ago, I like to have minimums. Like you should be having minimum prices for your lawn mowing services because that's going to help recover your overhead as well. So what I want to do here is I want to make this as simple as possible for everybody. So I'm going to say for $99 plus sales tax and fees, we'll get this done for you. Simply reply with yes. And I'll kind of show our screen a screenshot of the text message we sent out to the customer. So $99 is what I want to send to the customer. So I know over here, my total revenue would be $99. I'm not going to add sales tax and processing fees or anything like that, just for the sake of simplicity. So I'll say our total revenue is $99 and $99. And then our total expenses is going to come out to $27.37. How did I get that? Added up these numbers right here. Now our total gross profit comes out to $71.63 per application. That is a 72.3% gross profit on this service. That is amazing margins on this service. And so now what I want to ask myself is how many leads do I have? You have to keep your leads in your database warm and susceptible to saying yes to upsells. So for us, after we took some tags away, like we're not going to send this to a person we've sent to collections. We're not going to send this person to where we have an oversized property. We're not going to send it to them. So we take our tags that we have in our CRM and we remove some of the customers. So for sake of simplicity, let's say that we set this out to 3,000 people in our database. Now, if I want a 2% conversion rate, that would mean that 60% or 60 customers are going to say, heck yeah, sign me up. So now if I go with the numbers that I have on this screen right here, and I know that 60 customers are saying yes, the total revenue that we're going to add for this service alone is going to be $4,298. And since we have a 72.3% gross profit, that means that $3,107 is going to be added to your bottom line. Now you have other expenses on your profit and loss statement, like your overhead, your marketing, everything that's not specifically related to your COGS, that's going to come out of this a little bit. But this is an easy way for you to add, let's say, $3,000 to your pocket this month. I recommend you can copy it word for word, exactly how we did it. And I would just recommend that you get this up to your customers as soon as possible so that they can say yes and you can get it on your schedule. Now, while I have you guys here, I want to let you know that I am currently offering 2 different monthly coaching programs. One is going to be for the individual that's trying to scale up to 500,000. I'm going to be in your corner doing a 30-minute coaching call with you every single month. You have unlimited access to me in email, and you can ask me any question you want at all. The second option I have is if you're over or around that $500,000 per year mark, I'm going to personally help you get to $1 million. I'm going to be that resource for you. I'm going to give you all the templates that we've used for text, for emails, for invoices, for hiring, for booking confirmations. So you're going to get access to all of our templates. You're going to get a video that shows you every single automation that we use in our business and show you behind the scenes so you know how you can build it out for yourself. You're going to get our CEO dashboard. You're going to get our operations calculator. You're going to get our estimate assistance sheet. You're going to get 8 credits, which you can redeem for 30-minute coaching calls per month. Once per quarter, we're going to scrub your profit and loss statement. This is going to be a game changer for those who wants to turn decades into days, use me as a resource and get to that $1 million mark as fast as you possibly can, and to avoid all the hurdles and headaches that I had to go through. So I really hope that you guys can click on those links below to view those coaching programs. I would love to be a resource for you, and I look forward to talking to you guys in the next video. Thank you.